That's really bad. That's really bad. I forgot my orange jacket and I got this one here.
And you are live.
Yeah, and we are live. All right, guys. So this is the first LRT site clinic with more than one guest. This is Craig Campbell here. This is Rick Lomas here, and my name is Christoph C. Campbell. You know me as the guy with the orange jacket, but because I'm so excited about all of this, essentially I forgot it. So it's too hot anyways today. Next time again. All right. So those of you who know the format already know what's coming. We have a lot of patients, a lot of websites were submitted. We got a backlog of, I think, 37, what I saw, still left. And this is also why we changed the plan of action. We now have an English LRT site clinic every Thursday. It used to be every 2 weeks, but we just cannot keep up with all of you guys. So thank you very much for all your interest and all these interesting sites to look at. And some of them really need a lot of help, and some of them are already really great. And, you know, we find some quick wins that should help you in the short term. So thank you very much, Craig and Rick, for being here with us today. And yeah, I'm starting with our randomizer, which is always the first thing in the show. Yeah, we use a new streaming software also, which is called StreamYard. So if you comment on YouTube Live, we should see it. If you want to comment on Facebook, I think you need to approve an app, and I think we'll get used to it over time. So here's tons of websites. We click the randomizer. All of these websites were crawled and prepared in link research tools with a complete backlink profile. But we usually start by just looking at the site first. The penny matters. Ever heard of that one, gentlemen?
I've not.
Start a blog that matters. A free 7-day e-course. All right. So what can we say about this one? Yes, add me. Okay, that's a blog and a landing page.
So I can't quite see the URL up there. Is it what is it?
Thepennymatters.com.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it into the chat as well, in our private chat as well. Oh, I just posted it to all the channels. All right. Wait, this interstitial is not from the streaming software. Just to be clear, this is from this website. All right, and yeah, let's start a blog that matters. Why? We got 70,000 backlinks to here. We got, oh, that's the part of the landing page, and the rest here seems to be just the blog.
Yeah.
Is that all? Is it in that? Is it in Google? Yeah. Whoa, 324 results. Now let me zoom a little bit so you can read this better. Oh yeah. And I need to watch out for the comments here. Hey, Chris. Nice to have you here. The penny matters. By the way, we're taking your questions. So if you have some questions, don't miss the chance for free advice. We've got some of the smartest SEO people in the world here in these LRT site clinics. And I think it's a chance you shouldn't miss. I don't see. Obviously, it's just a lead gen.
Yeah.
Yes, add me. Wait, it's add me. Is it just super slow for me, or is this? Did you try click something?
Also very slow for me.
3 seconds.
It's not the fastest website in the world.
Content.
It actually didn't work for me, but
it didn't work at all?
I think it's loading now.
Okay. Yeah, so here we got the first takeaway. This website is too slow. Nobody wants to wait for a website to load. And this is only on my desktop with a 200 megabit connection. I know Mr. Craig Campbell has a 500 megabit connection, or at least very soon, but
Yeah.
I'm going to start a Lighthouse report for how this is being judged by Google on mobile. And I think we won't like the result, because if it's too slow on desktop, that's not a good thing at all. So, any matters? Let's look at a backlink profile here. And LRT Smart. Below average domain detox risk, so that's good news. At least it doesn't look like you are tripping a penalty already. Everything around 1,000 detox risk is manual action, or maybe some backlinks holding you back. We've often seen that sites like that don't have a penalty problem, but have this other problem. They simply don't have enough good, strong links to help them in the search results, right?
Yeah.
And,
Something I'm seeing here is that the Anchor ebooks writing just seems to be quite overdone, I would say. You see, it's like the second strong.
Ebooks writing, ebooks on writing, or writing ebooks.
Don't know.
So,
it's quite a clumsy phrase, isn't it?
I mean,
by the way, Craig, I did not even invite you as a sub-user to LRT. That sucks.
That's not a problem. No problem at all. I mean, I think the guy obviously ranks for a lot of self-publishing books related search terms. But, his DR score, and although I know DR is only a third-party metric, a DR of 22 for a guy who has 420 referring domains, I would consider to be low. And I think the guy has to focus more on quality and more relevant backlinks. What is this guy? Is he a self-publishing book expert? Is it, a generic what it's quite hard to establish. This guy's talking about starting a blog that matters, and then he's got all these blog posts, but most of his keywords come from publishing books. So, the stuff that he really probably does want to rank for, such as making money online, help starting a blog, courses and all that kind of stuff, doesn't rank that well. And, I think his backlink profile and his backlink strategy are pretty poor. As I say, I don't follow specific metrics as such, but 420, he's get, thousands of backlinks from, I'm using Ahrefs for this, 420 referring domains, and he's only got a DR of 22, which would tell me that that's garbage. You've got a couple of links from high-profile people like Backlinko, but the rest of them, are just low-life, crappy little blogs and stuff like that. So he needs to up his game in terms of the backlink side of things.
I see. Whoa! I see a link from Copyblogger as being one of the strongest. So, it looks like
one of the things I think has happened. I think this is like a repurposed domain. I think this was probably once about writing ebooks, and it's been repurposed about starting a blog. And I'm just going through a few links on the link detox screener, and a lot of them are dead. So I think there's a lot of links that are going nowhere.
Yeah, would you like to share your screen, Rick?
I'm actually on a different computer there, so I can't.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
It generally works better if you have a look yourself. And do you want to do that?
Yeah. I will. I just pulled up the.
I was looking at the ones for the anchor text ebook writing, and then I was using the link detox screener.
Okay. So let's check it out. The ebooks writing. Okay. So did you do any other filtering on these 130 links?
Not yet, no.
Okay. I would say let's add the active one. So we only. Oh yeah. No, that's not a lot at all. There's one UGC link. Yeah, and all the others seem to be broken or actually deleted. Oh yeah, there's a lot of unverified here. Check this out.
So I think there's a ton of old links just going nowhere.
Being deleted or blocked. Yeah, and when we look at them in the screener, as you said, hang on. So they have really nice scrollers here. Wow. Okay. Wait. I made a mistake. We're looking at wallpaper spam right now. The wallpaper spam, we have a lot. So where is that?
Actually, the other way you could do it is you could look at the links going to the URL ebook-writing.
Okay.
You could do that, and there seem to be just a lot of old comments actually. So old comment spam really. So I think what I would say, my first thoughts about this was it's been a repurposed domain. There's a lot of links going nowhere, and secondly, I mean, wasn't there was a Google update a while ago, wasn't there, where they tried to get rid of like old irrelevant links, you know, so if you were repurposing a domain and it was kind of very different, I think they kind of devalued the links. I can't remember when it was. It was sometime last year, I think. Do you remember that, Craig, or not?
Vaguely, but I'm not sure how much I would actually believe that was actually implemented.
Sure.
You know, I still repurpose expired domain names, and you know, the process that I've got is I'll put an expired domain name up, see if Google starts to love it, put up all the old content. I'll maybe even give it a bit of a boost, you know, and then I'll start to do a redirect or repurpose it as a PBN or an affiliate site or whatever it may be. And I don't believe there's any truth in those being devalued as such. I think that would be another one of Google's cock and bull stories, trying to scare us all. So for me, you know, it's a massive opportunity for anyone who has a website where these links are going nowhere. You know, we all pay good money for outreach or guest posts or building PBNs, and someone here is sat with stuff lying in their lap that's very easy to fix. So that's another takeaway. You've got to make sure that you resolve that, because there's a lot of lost power there, which is criminal. That infuriates me because it's such a basic. You know, we all love links and we all love power, and for where's my links that are lying in the plate, that I can easily go and get? They're not there. So you're in a fortunate position, whoever owns this website, to be able to get some of that back. And whether you get the full amount of power or not, I can't 100% say. But as far as I'm concerned, it still works a treat. So make sure that you do the appropriate stuff.
And the cool thing is Christoph's got a tool for that as well, the link juice recovery tool, which it actually looks for the links that are going nowhere. It's quite cool.
Yeah, similar to this. What I just did is I just looked here we have this here in it's called juice recovery, link juice recovery, where you give a domain and then it just gives you an HD access ready for redirect configuration, and then you just need to tweak the target pages. And we have something similar here in this new user interface, where you would just pull up the target pages and then see with that tab target 404 that there's actually 5,000 links going to this ebook writing URL, which doesn't exist, Rick. All those links and the links that were there were probably helping the site at some point, but they're not anymore. And just redirecting it to, hell, I don't know, what's that? Write your first ebook, how to write an ebook, at least to this one here.
Yeah.
And have that redirect in place, right? You don't want to, like you said, we love links, but if these links end nowhere, it won't help them. So that's something that I would do as well right now. And when we go and quickly quickly check a couple of these automated issues here, the unavailable status and negative SEO pattern, a couple high-risk links. Yeah, well, the load time. If our crawler, which is actually not loading all the assets, all the images, just the HTML takes more than 5 seconds or 99 pages. That's not good. Weak domains, PBN networks, a little bit of retraining, redirect chains, of course, on the sources, but also on the targets. Those you don't need to have redirect chains on your own website. You can always fix them. And when you have a ton of links, usually it's SSL versus non-SSL. Wait, keyword web hosting to Bluehost, going to track Myson, going to Myson. Yeah, a couple of those. Yeah, look at that. 307, 302, 201, 300. This is like the redirect trace plugin, except it's for all the links. And we could, for instance, find all those that have more than 5. Okay, at least nothing that is blocking Google completely. I would though suggest, this has been in the system for a while. Like I said, we have a backlog. I would suggest to just recrawl that with what we have now after 2 months or so, and just make sure that where is it? Yeah, Google Search Console is not connected, and then in the API case, we can connect Ahrefs and SEMrush and Majestic and very soon Moz to get all the additional data, and then we'll probably see a little bit more in the link set. But I'm guessing the biggest issues here would be, well, good links, as you said, Craig, additional ones that are more targeted, and the second is fixing the site. You cannot have a 404 on one of the most linked pages. I'm sorry, that's just
it's criminal, and
it's criminal, right?
Yeah, it's the easiest thing in the world to implement. I think it would make a massive difference. But also, I've just run the website through GT metrics, and it's saying that it's 8.1 seconds on GT metrics. You have to get that. It's 143 requests going on. It's the website is an absolute joke. Get a better template, a faster template. It's just horrendous. 8.1 seconds in this day and age. There's caching plugins you can use. WP Fastest Cache or WP Rocket. There's a million tools out there that will improve that performance. And to me, this looks like a sloppy website that's just been thrown together with someone who isn't bothered about those results. Because for me, if I seen someone doing that in my office and they didn't do that redirect, there was 4,000 plus links going to the main money page and no one done a redirect on that, I would be kicking up hell. That's just wasted money, wasting everyone's time. Bare basics, do the basics right first.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. Hang on, how did I just get to the start page? I was listening to you and nodding. I did not touch anything. What happened?
Maybe it's cleverer than we thought. Detects nods.
Yeah.
And brings me back to the start page? No. No, but when it comes, I guess, the WordPress implementation. I mean, the other thing is, do you really need a full-blown WordPress for something like that? There is a lot of static site generators that I'm experimenting with right now, because those could even be faster than what we are running on a very niche CMS called B2 Evolution that is a hell of a lot faster for everything that we need. Yeah, and the blogs here, counting the number of views. What's with these ads? See, maybe that's also something. I'm here at a way. Yeah, I'm at the ways to earn money with affiliate marketing, and it certainly doesn't happen if you bug me with another interstitial and another pop-up every 10 seconds. But what I think is that this site tries to put up to generate leads to that course on that front page. So where is that call to action here? I can tweet and pin and share and what is more? More? Oh, I can. Oh yeah, I can do a lot more. Look at all this stuff. I could spend an hour or 2 hours to share stuff. I can go to AppSumo, to Constant Contact, to why would I do all that? But the original, the main CTA to generate that lead, it's not mentioned at all here. So I agree with you. If this is what the site is money making funnel, then it should be on every page, right? At least up here in the main navigation, maybe, yeah, but we got some cool questions here that I want to bring up right now. I'm not sure if you guys see the questions as well, Rick and Craig.
Yeah, I can see them. Well, I can
Okay.
see the one from Nick Thompson and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Let's look at Nick Thompson. Hi, Nick. Getting an analysis is fine, but why do it unless there is a service that delivers quality links? Most services only offer spam links. Where do you go to avoid linkgraph type links? Linkgraph type links? Is linkgraph a spam link service? And get quality. Yeah. Where do you use? You offer that, Craig, don't you?
Not as such. I've got a friend who owns getmelinks.com. So it's just a guest post service. They've got like 14 VAs that are constantly looking for fresh inventory. And that is a place you can go for guest posts. But you've also got so many other opportunities. Don't rely on gigs from Fiverr or, these crappy things that most services are offering. Build your own PBNs. Do your own expired domains. You'll do some PR. There's loads of stuff you can do to get links out there. There's PR packages. If you go, I can put you in touch with guys who, do some great. I'm not talking about being in the London Telegraph PR type of stuff. I'm talking about digital PR, for link value. And there's tons of crap out there. There's also tons of good stuff. And mixing your link building strategy up, buying guest posts, powering that up with tier 2 links, getting more power going to these guest posts without any risk to your money website is where it's all at. People are doing, 301 redirects. People are doing cloaking. People are doing, all sorts of stuff, good and bad. And, what you need to do is start with the easy, quick wins. Go and get some guest posts. Everyone else is doing it. There's a million guys out there selling them. Get Me Links. You've got BB, Laurie Raven, who's on a future show. There's so many different vendors out there of people who genuinely use Pitchbox, who are doing outreach, who are getting you links that not everyone else has got. And one key takeaway is when you're looking for links, get links with traffic, links from websites that have traffic and rankings. Do not fall for the crappy, I'm selling you a DR60. I can make a website a DR60 in 20 days, but it makes no difference. It doesn't pass any value. If it doesn't have any rankings, no traffic. So don't buy links based in DR. Make sure that you're getting stuff that gets traffic and of course is relevant.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was pulling up an Excel sheet of possible link opportunities of sites that would allow me to partner with them for money or for other exchanges to get links from. And then we got a feature called Link Simulator, where we could look at those links, at those domains, and pretend you already have a link there. Right? So we already have your full backlink profile. We already know which of those links that you have sits in which buckets and how they all relate to each other. Thousands or 10,000s or millions of links and all these network patterns that actually trigger these spam signals. Now, adding a bunch of links or a bunch of domains where you think you could get a link is actually quite easy for us. So what we give you with the link simulator then is what you maybe or maybe not know. So the womanddailymagazine.com, I would certainly not build a link at all because the simulated risk here of 2033 will get you into trouble. Maybe not this one link, but if you're the unlucky guy who always gets the top risk links in your outreach, in your link building, then you will certainly meet Mr. Rick Lomas very soon for getting rid of a penalty at some point. So, and I think you don't want to build any links that would get you into trouble, right? As you say, said Nick. And so this is what we try to solve here. And because you mentioned Pitchbox, of course, we have our outreach with Pitchbox built right here. So if you have your opportunities, you can send all of these, well, the great ones here, for example, and do an outreach in bulk right for these opportunities, essentially from everywhere in link research tools. So just so I can show that off as well. I think when I asked recently, Rick, you are not fond of building links at all, right? This is not your game.
It's no, I'm not really. I know other people like Craig's pals who are much better at doing it than me. So you know, I'm quite happy to send people to other people who do it better than me. I've never liked it.
I think you need a process set up, and you need these SOPs set up, and have a routine in building links and outreaching, and then of course have to have the people to go after links. If you don't have the link building mindset, it's not something you want. Whoops. So
it's a tedious job. It's a tedious job.
Yeah.
You sometimes are better outsourcing and delegating the stuff that you don't like doing. That's the smartest way of working.
Yeah. All right. So here's the next question from Dragon. According to your experience, what's the best, fastest, and easiest way to detect PBNs linking to your site?
Do you think he means like PBNs that are trying to ruin your rankings?
Yeah, that's what I would take from that question. I mean, a PBN or anything else, you know, it's hard to detect PBNs as such. You know, you can basically see a whole bunch of junk pointing to your website that you didn't build. You know, for example, I had to use Rick Lomas, you know, probably 18 months ago or 2 years, because I was seeing all of this influx of shit coming to my website, and I wasn't bothered. You know, I listened to Google saying, "Oh, we're so clever. We can ignore all these bad links," and then I got a partial penalty because the person kept hammering me with GSA. You can see it happening. You can see the volume. You can see the crap anchors. You know, everything else. And then I had to call up Rick and say, Rick, can sort me out here. I've got a partial penalty, which he done within 3 or 4 days. Which is you know, people always argue: should you do a disavow? Should you not? Are Google clever enough? Are they not? Regular housekeeping, get the crap away that you do not need. That's why tools like LRT are, you know, doing good housekeeping. Do you clean your house? Of course you do. You know, you have to clean your website and stuff like that. I don't care what anyone says. Google will tell you that this stuff can be detected. That to me is bullshit. I've had a partial penalty. Rick can verify that. He fixed it. Job done. You can see it coming very clearly.
Yeah. And maybe to add to that, we now in LRT Smart over the years, we've seen that problem that you want to, you know, understand when is too much, right? And our risk builds up over time here, of course. Oh, by the way, this one is outdated already. I see the risk was actually a lot higher here. Just very, very early on. And this building up of the risk or going down of the risk is tracking the risk of the domain over time is exactly what you are probably looking for. I mean, we would show you some links from PBNs here if you set up the domain to refresh on a, let's say, a weekly basis, if you connect your Google Analytics where we get the 0-day links, and of course if you connect your Google Search Console links, because let's hope for a moment that Google would show you all those links that are causing problems. I know otherwise, because you know those links that are banned in Google and removed from the index are not there, but you know, let's put everything together. And then I would say, in addition to, you know, using LRT and watch out for these high risk signals, maybe just try to set up a simple Google alert, you know, just as a backup method, or any of these mention tools like mention.com to see if there are some mentions of your websites. If you have a big brand, however, that is exactly what you're expecting, a lot of mentions. So what you want is a lot of mentions on really bad websites. And so this is only, an additional step that we can provide. Yeah, but it's a great question, really great question. So we got more questions here. Nick, I see Christoph, quick question from your experience. When you have a domain with Pengiun and disavow done and you move to domain B where the disavow is not done, does Pengiun inherit? Penalties pass on from one domain to the other domain. If you fix the penalty on the one domain, you can redirect it and everything should be fine. However, should is not a good word in SEO. So I would recommend to take that disavow file and upload it on the new one as well. Just in case the disavow file or the disavow signals on the original domain get forgotten by Google or they improve something in the system. Yeah, you don't want to risk some over-motivated engineer optimizing the code somewhere deep down where nobody actually looks and has looked for the last years, and then suffer from something like that. So in general, I would say combine the disavows then. All right, Alessia's, it looks cool. Here's a thing from Chris Hackett. If you see a site with great LRT metrics, let's say powertrust of 20, it's a proper site, good organic traffic, but listed as high toxicity. Would you keep it or disavow? Everything above 1,000 on the domain level or the link level is at least worth reviewing. There can always be false positives and false negatives. We have good, really good links and really bad links. And my mom can spot really bad links. It gets really interesting when it gets to the middle, And this is where, we can be wrong. We were wrong and we will be wrong. Like every system that is automated, even with the best machine learning systems, 4 of them together could be wrong. And this is why you go in here and say, look, where's my mouse? Find that retrain potentially falls below average risk. We even say that there are some links that where we could be wrong, and you can review them. And quite often you see something in here that is obvious trash, where you can just say thumbs down. But there might be something with a certain trust. No, it's not. Neighborhood creative. We can look at that on the domain level. Tarek Network, Gift Vouchers UK, all sorts of coupon sites. Yeah, coupon sites you know very well, Rick, right?
I do. They're just everywhere. They're not really coupon sites, though.
Let's just give them a thumbs down to confirm to the system that I looked at them and think they're really bad, and that's it. And they're gone now from my desk. And of course, the system now gets retrained, and in the background, when we recalculate the risk, it will, of course, change. Oh yeah, here we go. We ignored the no-follow links in our calculation. Craig, do you think no-follow links can help a website or can cause penalties?
I think no-follow links, do they still pass value? I mean, I'd much rather take a follow link than a no follow link, but I do believe that they still do pass value, not only because of potential link juice as such, but also any traffic, any click-through rate, and any of those engagement signals, which are also, a ranking factor. Everything is not about links, so and I think it's also perfectly natural. So I do a lot of stuff. I'll do a lot of testing on click-through rate manipulation, getting engagement onto my blog post. So when I release a blog post or a video, I do some Facebook paid ads. I put a bot on it to make sure that the video gets watched, for the full length of time. I'll also use micro workers to get comments and engagement on there. So I've got a sequence of events. So and that works very well for me. Engagement signals are really powerful, and I think that's only going to grow as we go on, and getting real traffic, real engagement signals, whether it's a follow or no follow link can still pass a lot of value. Whether it passes any link juice, that's up for debate. And people say, yeah, it still does. Yeah, no, it doesn't. But I'd much rather take a follow if we're asking that specific question. But yeah, I would still take a no follow. Looks perfectly natural. Who the hell has 100% follow links? No one.
No one, exactly. And in this case, we actually have 2/3 of the links no follow. And that also explains why in this recalculation, the risk went down. When you see the domain overview here, we had a higher risk. And in fact, before recalculating this one here, with the other method here, I would now go back and switch and activate the no-follow evaluation. We have this for 6 years now because there are different opinions in the SEO industry, and that's perfectly fine. There are some SEOs that say, I don't look at no-follow links at all. But keep in mind, no-follow 2.0 in September 2019, the no-follow rules were changed by Google. They introduced UGC tags, they introduced the sponsored tag, and they said officially, unofficially, this was always the case. Think about Wikipedia links. But they said officially, they may count no-follow links if they feel like to. It's their engine, it's their algorithm. And of course, from a website like Forbes or Entrepreneur or all these link selling websites that eventually, big media sites, they switched on a blanket no-follow. They switched all the outgoing links to no-follow, just to be careful or to not trip a Google penalty. But if all the links going out of a website are no follow, like in the case of Wikipedia, Google is still interested in those signals. So they have to ignore the no follow and make up their own mind. Or let's say not ignore and let's say take 20% of the power or 70% of the power. And then there's a reason why we have over 150 different SEO metrics combined. Because no follow is just one of them. Yes or no? So to end for this website, I would just, recalculate now and see what else we find with the no follows. And with that, we got yet another question here from Chris Hackett. Wait, sorry, did I click on recalculate? Oh yeah, okay, it's recalculating, sorry. And then we go to the next slide here. Do you believe you can over-optimize a disavow? So leave only the cherries on top. No. I think this stems from the myth that you tell Google something with your disavow file. There's a bunch of SEOs who think Google is collecting the disavow files, and then they see that that some of your links are bad, so you're an SEO, and because you're an SEO, you get slapped in general. And I think that's just unjustified fear.
Yeah, as always with Google.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, maybe some of that is justified. Here's the thing. Over-optimizing a disavow could also mean to disavow too much.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would take from what Chris is at.
Yeah.
Although I will say that when I've fixed manual penalties, sometimes I've had to go crazy. I've had to get rid of like almost 90% of the links or so to actually get the penalty lifted. And then what you're left with is like most of the links disavows, and all of a sudden the site comes back and it's ranking as well as it ever did, or even better. So, and a lot of people think, oh great, it's going to be even better when I undisavow the good links that we had to disavow. But in fact, it never seems to quite work out like that. It almost seems to me that people have like 10,000 links, and there's probably only about 50 that are really actually making it rank. The rest of it's just shite. Maybe I don't know. But the only thing about that is then you start to think about the link echoes that Matt Diggity talks about, which could be a possibility as well. So
I would agree. If I see, obviously when I got the penalty with you, someone was massively spamming, and I just said, Rick, fucking do what you need to do, get rid of all the shit. But if I was looking at it, although some of those shitty links are there, some of that stuff can still be ranking you just now. So what I'd be doing is, calculating in my head, saying, right, I've got some shitty DR36s here that are potentially flagging up as toxic. I know that's there. Go away and build some DR50s that are not so toxic, and then disavow and do it in stages. Because as it stands just now, some of those can still be passing value and just to your website, which can help, and in theory should rank your website. And if you remove all of that shit, you're going to see a slump. So I would, that would be my angle looking at it anyway. So I know what you're saying, Rick. Sometimes you just got to get rid of all sorts. But if you're not in the penalty stage, I would be looking at toxicity scores using these tools on a regular basis, whether it be monthly or quarterly or whatever. And general house cleaning, you paint your wall in your house to keep your house fresh, keep your backlink profile fresh, clean, tidy, toxic free.
Yeah. So what I would do is, Rick, you just mentioned that in a sentence here. We have heard about the method to get rid of a penalty and then take those links that you actually disavowed and undisavow them again.
Right.
This is something that where some fear also. I think I closed my browser window with the app. Oh God, just locked myself out of the system. Oh well, fantastic. That's exactly what you want, right? Forget your jacket and then lock yourself out of your own app. Here, come on.
That's the perks of live shows.
Yeah.
Well, at least something is working. I can see you, I can hear you, and I cannot find even my login here. Ah, man.
Here's one I made earlier.
Oh, where's my Christoph? Here's. Keep me signed in, man. So, great. Okay, sorry for that confusion, but before that, I wanted to say, listen, we did. That was Lighthouse for mobile, and the LCP, the largest contentful pane, was 14 seconds. The time to interactive to be able to do something on that website is 15 seconds. It does not deserve to rank in any mobile search. No, simply no. That's, I would say, that needs to be fixed at least as number 2 after fixing all the content or intel, fixing this broken link, the 5,000 links going nowhere. So now I switch to the next site here. So we spend not just the whole thing on the whole show on the one side. iMovel.com BR. I'm going to post that into the comments here as well. Yeah, iMovel. Brazilian.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Right.
Brazil,
yeah. I'm going to translate the Portuguese here to English so we have a little bit of a clue what's going on. And the positive news, the great news is it seems to be real HTML, not images, not text and images. So that's great. Sometimes you come to sites where Google Translate doesn't work at all. So that looks like a Airbnb or something like that. No, it's a real estate platform. Purchase, rent, a seasonal one. Okay. And with a price range from 1,000 to 10,000 real per in total. Yeah. And then just look at.
Jeez. There's a lot of search for this stuff as well.
Yeah.
Whoa, something really bad's happened to this website.
Yeah. What do you see? You want to share your screen?
Yeah, so I'm just having a quick look just now, and I'll show you what I'm seeing. So I'm looking at the backlink profile and obviously seeing what traffic has came, and the website obviously was doing okay, built a way up, and then from June, it's just went right down to zero. There's zero traffic coming to this website. There's still 4,000 keywords ranking, so I'm not sure what the hell's going on here.
Did they fire the SEO maybe, and he put everything on no index?
It's strange. It looks something, but then they've still got 4,000 keywords ranking, and their traffic has just boom stopped. Could that be because it's a hotel-related website and no one's booking hotels because of coronavirus? Maybe, but
yeah, but some of that stuff is real estate, is apartments to buy, to purchase.
Yeah.
So, and I think the real estate market is actually quite active at the moment. A friend of mine is a broker who told me that usually you have a slump down, a drop in summer, and that there is no drop in summer this time. So people buying and selling real estate right now, also for a profit, because of the markets are crazy in a way. Just look at the stock market, look at the crazy gold prices, and they do the same for real estate, obviously. So I think we got 3 or 4% raises in rents here in Austria, for example. So I think for travel, for tourism, yes, but
to be fair, I think that might be a glitch on Ahrefs, because when I look at SEMrush, the traffic doesn't appear to have had the same slump. Obviously, things have dipped. Get into June, certainly keywords are dipping, traffic is dipping, but not to the point where the Ahrefs are saying it's non-existent. So I don't think they've got a penalty. But yeah, I'll continue to have a look around and see what I can see.
Yeah, let me show maybe the backlink profile if we see something really dangerous. Okay, we need to classify some more keywords here. Let's see. We only got 19% classified, so that's not the best ratio, but I see dot links. Just dot. We even have a filter prepared with Rick, and everything with just dot is spam. So that stuff we could. Oh, it is already disavowed. Look at that.
That's just those image scrapers,
Oh yeah, I think we briefly looked over that site and passed already. That's why.
There's a few phrases that just look very overdone, like Casas Avenda en Rio. Houses for sale in Rio. And
oh yeah. Wow.
It appears to be a lot of like kind of directories and things like that.
Yeah, but would that explain a complete drop? I mean, I don't think we have the Google Search Console connected here. That would be great, because then we could see if it has a penalty. No, we got a disavow file. Okay. Yeah, but not the Search Console connected. Okay. Slow load time. Yeah, so that was a glitch in Ahrefs then.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a glitch. I mean, they do typically with any website, they have a bunch of good links, but they have a ton of garbage on here as well. Like there's a lot of low quality stuff. But even on Ahrefs, it still showed me the traffic value is 0 and the organic traffic is fairly low. It's got a lot of backlinks, but I think they are low in quality. And even if I go over to the likes of SEMrush, these guys have a lot of positions that are in page 2 and below, so they're not quite hitting the kind of good keywords, the ones with high volume, they're going after a lot of long tail keywords, which there's nothing at all wrong with, but I think it's time to up your game and try and push some of the good stuff in page 2 up onto page 1, because that's where the money's at.
Let's see, we should have maybe some recommendations here for high potential links to improve. So this signal here tells us that there are 20 source pages where we could do some tiered linking, where we could give some extra links just for the purpose to improve the power of that link. They are on trusted websites. That the LRT Trust is already a 2 here, for example. Well, this is a tracker. The tracker is linking to this site. Okay. And maybe this one here, Casas and Rio dos Ostros. And getting the power, the LRT power from 1 to 2 would improve this link so much compared to what it is now and others. But it's harder to improve on the trust side than on the power side. So this is what we recommend here. What I find a little bit, we had that one disavowed already. Jugend ohne Film, that's a German domain, and it doesn't make sense, to have such a weird movie, a teenage movie site, a Jugend ohne Film, whatever that site is about, link to that Brazilian one, for example, on this one. Yeah, on the high level, we will look at the risk distribution here. Very low risk, okay.
Tell me this. I found something here. It's nothing to do with links, but I'll show you what I think is horrendous. If we scroll down on their homepage, so you've got the search functionality here, a couple of little things here, and look at this. This is as spammy as shit. If you open up and click view more,
that's why it took so long to load.
This is something that I would expect to see in the year 2005. Every area. Now, of course, you want to have these pages on a website, but come on, man, this is absolute horrendous on-page SEO. Do a blog and segregate it out and silo it all out, and no problem at all. But I think having that in your homepage, which I didn't know at the start, is absolutely horrific. And if we click on it, you've got a bit of a silo structure there. I'm not entirely sure what it says, but we're clicking on it and it's got no information. I would be expecting to see a landing page here talking about properties for sale in these areas, and that doesn't appear to work on some of these. There's no properties there. There's no content there. On this one, there is some properties, but it's properties only. That's not a real landing page, and I think it's quite poor from an on-page SEO point of view. I think that's something you need to take a look at as well and do a better job of that.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at a lot of those, it actually says. It's obviously in Portuguese, but I think it says, I'm sorry, your search didn't...
Yeah.
I think it said, I'm sorry, I didn't find your page or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't find your search. Try using our search filter to find new results. So even that doesn't work. So, yeah, that's pretty crap.
Plus, if you have, when you think about this, we have a page that is completely worthless. It has navigation. It doesn't even have the search box. Okay, this is the search box. There is no text search. What is this? A visit? Oh, an image that
takes you to another site.
Okay. I'm arguing that this should not return at 200. For me, this looks like a 404 page. A page like that should not be indexed at all. If you don't have Casa Residential in Venda, PA, then you should not have this page return success, because it's not a success. And when you make this a 404 page, you suddenly understand why it's so weird to link to it from your homepage. Nobody would link to a 404 page, right?
This is like a car sales. So I used to know a guy that sold second-hand cars. Now, every time a second-hand car sold, he would take the page down. Now, that page would rank, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You can't do this. You're going to have hundreds of redirects and all that shit. A website like this should have a landing page for properties for sale in all of these areas, without the properties, coming in and out of fashion. Because what the guy's argument will be is, I don't have any properties in that area today, so that page is valid, but it's got no content on it. It serves no purpose to us. It's going to get bounced away from. It's just garbage SEO. You need to think of your structure.
Yeah. Does anyone else find it weird that we have exactly 200 links on this page? 2 external links and 198? That's a funny coincidence, at least, right?
Yeah.
Only 2 external links? Going to Twitter and Facebook. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Usually there are some real estate organizations or some, approval methods. Yeah. This
For
one
me,
here looks weird.
I really hope that's your website, because if you're taking people off of your non-functional page onto someone else's website, that would be the biggest criminal mistake I've ever seen on any website ever.
You don't need to worry about SEO if you send your leads away to a competitor. Look, here it is as well. So let's assume it's his own website. Okay. When it comes to the backlink profile, sorry,
it's probably an affiliate. It's probably like an affiliate link or something, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't look at that. Let's check it out. Click.
Although I can't see how.
It's a JavaScript. Let's see if we can track it with redirect trace.
I can't.
No, I can't. Yeah, okay. So it probably hide the tracks here, the JavaScript. Yeah, sorry, you cannot see that. It has a very simple JavaScript redirect here. Click banner, and then it just changes the window URL here in JavaScript. So he doesn't bleed PageRank or something like that. Yeah, we could argue about that. From the general user experience here, I'm not sure if I would show people an ad to go to another website before they have even seen one result that they could, click on mine. Oh, look at that. Is that all they got? No. Oh no, they have a landing page, a deep landing page, where they have everything. So why is this fat call to action button not going there? So people can inquire directly and send a message, name, email, phone. I don't know about you guys, but I know real estate websites are asking a lot more, like your address and sometimes your birth date. So the brokers can verify that you're a legit
person.
Yeah. So maybe a final observation I had here was 92% of the pages actually have powertrust 0. So 92% of the pages linking to this website are without power, worthless. Yeah, worthless. Yeah. Maybe, we can find something in here, with this filter. We could say, yeah, but you know, this one here of this specific theme here, maybe the travel ones, the 62%, 6.2%. These 24 we will keep, but you see, we already disavowed them before with some automated methods. So, Croatia, links from a Croatian charter website about boat charter to real estate in Brazil. No. I would disavow that one as well. If we want to go really deep detail. Yeah, and with that, I think we have enough to-dos here. Do we have some questions from the guys here online, Rick? No.
No, come on, guys.
You won't get it that cheap anymore, anywhere else, anytime again. Mr. Campbell, Mr. Lomas, and Mr. Kemper at the same time. Now is your chance. But we'll just hang on. We spent an hour already. Shall we do another one, Craig, or you have to leave?
No, listen, I'm no rush, so let's do another one.
Okay. Travel Lodge Downtown PHX. That one sounds familiar. We look at that one already. Oh yeah, best hotels in Phoenix. COVID. Well, I think, for this website, for sure, Craig, your search traffic and any kind of traffic and interest in the hotel is probably gone down.
Yeah.
To half or to 10%, which is a sad side effect of the current situation in the world. At least at, 1.5 seconds. Damn it, I get used to slow websites. 1.5 seconds is not great on desktop. Let's do this for mobile. Yeah, this one we close. Travel Lodge. I'm gonna post it here in the chat. Oh man, we got a question here. Where has the orange gone, Christoph?
You can put it on now.
Aye.
Not so warm.
What was that site he was just looking at? The Travel Lodge one.
Travel Lodge Downtown PHX.com. It's in the private. It's in the normal chat there as well. If you want to copy and paste it.
Okay. Are we going to look at that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I thought we had a high score before, but this website loads 63 seconds time to interactive on mobile. So if someone would find this website and search on mobile, you would let him wait for a minute for him to be able to do something.
Yeah, I can't do nothing. I can't even scroll down on it. It's fucked.
Family show.
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
And this data here, yeah, guys.
Who are these guys submitting these websites, man?
No, but let's have a quick look. I think we did some disavowing on a link profile already here in the past because somehow it looks familiar. Do we have some disavowed links here?
You can't if it's hardly got any links.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to go to the next side. This is 7 seconds is totally blocked until something shows up, and then it takes a minute. And the unused JavaScript takes half a minute. Wow.
Yeah. It comes up fairly. It starts to come up fairly quick, but then it's sort of still loading.
Yeah, but then I would say let's fix that first before you do anything else, right?
Yeah.
Because if Google would make the decision to rank you number one, what's going to happen next? People would go to the website, would bounce back, think it's a bad website, think Google is bad, we'll switch to Bing. It won't happen.
Mm.
So
think-
let's look
I
at
think
the next web.
I think part of the problem is all these YouTube videos, actually.
Oh,
It's probably like
YouTube
Anyway.
embeds.
Yeah,
YouTube
it's
embeds are a big pain. Because the default YouTube embed doesn't have any asynchronous loading. Doesn't have any kind of speed optimization, which is annoying. Oh,
yeah.
oh, look
The-
at
the-
that. Wow, 3D.
The guy from DIYthemes.com, Chris Pearson,
Yeah.
he's actually done a plugin for YouTube videos. It's really cool, actually, because it doesn't actually load all the stuff until you actually click the video, so you get the thumbnail there.
Yeah.
It's a really good way of speeding things up.
Yeah. What's the name of the plugin? Or do you have a URL?
I can't remember, to be honest. It's. Give me a few minutes. I'll find it. And,
Okay. Here's Pavel. He says Google shows the incorrect time. Try to load it at your smartphone. Well, you could be right, Pavel. But if Google thinks it takes a minute to load, it will, kill your rankings either way.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that Google thinks it loads fast. Doesn't matter if it really loads fast, but if we can make Google think it's a fast website, the rankings will go up. That's for sure. And my assumption is probably something has to do with a CDN. So if the website is loading really fast, maybe in this country or in this county, in the state, and the other one not, then maybe something with a CDN structure is broken. So that's something. What? I just clicked Control U to look at the source code, and I get this here.
It does load relatively quick on the mobile, that's for sure.
Yeah, then maybe it's something where the server is just unstable. I would then say, if you use tools like Pengiun or GTmetrix, you can add that site, and they measure the speed over time. This little tool here from Google is just, a one-time shot.
Look, I'm trying to scroll on it, and the site's not moving. So it's definitely got site speed issues. Even on a mobile device, it does load, but for me to try and scroll, it's actually jammed. Yeah. I'm in the UK, so I'm not your customer base or whatever, but yeah, it's not that fast.
I just did the same thing again. Well, if Google says it's a slow website, it's a slow website. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what matters. If Google says it's a cool website, then that's good. And these measures, well, here's the thing with core vitals or core web vitals, as they call it. They said something like it's going to be a ranking factor next year or so. And I'm not sure if they ever change that. But if they say it's going to be a ranking factor next year, I can guarantee you it's a ranking factor already, maybe in a different tune.
Yeah.
So especially around the time when they launched that, I think 2 weeks before the core web vitals were visible via this beta version of the Lighthouse Viewer and the Search Console, we had what we now call a core update. Every update is a core update. And Google doesn't want us to know what the background really is. But my bets on this pretty big thing was either the nofollow 2.0 being changed, because a lot of nofollow links suddenly seem to have changed, or the web vitals. And if your website is really slow, there's no need to wait for next year. A website like that, if you cannot use it on mobile, will not rank on mobile. And they are doing, I'm guessing in Search Console you also see warnings. So this is what I would recommend to connect. Yeah. All right. So should we do another one quick?
Yes, go for it.
Sure.
Linux Techie.
There's a question here from Chris Hackett saying,
"Oh, hey, yeah."
I don't know if you might want to answer that Christoph.
Oh, why do some sites have amazing LRT scores at domain level yet 0 page scores, when other sites have more than average domain scores but have good LRT scores across pages? Well, maybe it's important to understand the difference between these different scores. I think we have a nice graphic that I can show for that with the different link scopes. I think we have. Yeah, here we have it. Here we have it. Look at that. So when we have a link, it's a connection from A to B. If you only look at a source page, which most of the tools and SEOs only do, then you're already missing half of the story. And then you have a page and a domain and a root domain. And they all have different metrics. For example, when you think about a domain like Blogspot, of course, Blogspot has a fantastic, whatever, Power 9 and Trust 9 and super strong and everything for the overall root domain. Every blog there is a subdomain, and there are some good ones, I guess, still, and mostly rubbish ones. So the domain score is really low. And that has to do with the subdomain simply not being linked well enough. Now, when we take this concept to the domain level, you have mycompany.com, and there are a ton of pages on this website that are not linked well from externally, then they won't have any good scores. First and foremost, we look at external links, just like Google does. If a page has no external links, it has a power of 0. Simple as that. So you can look at your website, you can look at all the pages. If it has a power equals 0, it means no external links go to that page. And that can still be okay if you have some internal linking. This is why we now have the internal linking going on. But hey, did Rick just pop out?
No. Oh. What?
Anyway, you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know, it's just I wasn't actually logged in, so I couldn't add comments. So I just logged
okay.
in. I didn't realize it.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, when you have these pages essentially just being orphans on the website, they have no good metrics. And the minimum you should do is make sure that every one of your pages is linked. And where that is not the case is any kind of news website. So if you're featured on a news website, it usually is being featured on the homepage, then maybe in some archive page, let's say the sports news here from the last month. But news websites, they don't have a whole link graph where they link to the soccer results from 20 years ago. That would be impossible to do, or not even useful for users. And so those pages would go down really, really low to 0 probably, if they have no external links. Yeah. It's a complex topic where I could probably, talk for an hour or two, but this is what, I think it should help you as a little hint. Was that helpful, or could you understand a word I said, Craig? Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, I can take a lot of shit, so if if that would be the case, I would be happy to rephrase. Yeah, just keep asking. Linux Techie, that's the site that we have. And I see a lot of redirects already. I tapped in that domain. I got a 1, 2, 3 redirects already from the non-dub, non-SSL to the SSL to the non-SSL dub to that's 3 redirects too many. Like 1 redirect would be okay. And you see that here on each of these hops you have links. So that's the 50,000 foot. Yeah. I figured it was site structure related. Yeah, site structure is the minimum, and external links. So Linux Techie, penny matters. Ooh, 1310. That means you have too much spam, too much toxicity in your backlink profile. Everything above 1,000 is probably a penalty already. Maybe a manual action or links holding you back on certain directories, certain keywords, or single pages. When we look at the anchor texts, dots. We have a filter for dots. 1061 source domains are linking to you with a dot. They're all rubbish. Look at that. Source powertrust 0. Site-wide links. Oh no, here are some actually not zeros. But still, when you look at the...
I mean, the website has got a good DR score, good rankings, good traffic. So there's got to be an element of power in there as well. But I think, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of backlinks. Probably 10% of the backlinks, if that, are probably the ones doing all the work.
Yeah. Look at that. 84% of the links have a high risk.
Jeez.
Or if you prefer that, when it comes to the pages, it's only a little bit more than a quarter. But if a quarter of pages give you 84% of your links, so a lot of these toxic sites have multiple links on the page. Not good.
Nope.
I would say, all of these here with the dots are 2,200. Can disavow. Here. No, not for the 25. Well, yeah, the first 25 for sure. Those are the highest risk. But I would go and clean them all. And sometimes users say, hey, you cannot disavow 2,000 links in one go. But actually you can if you have a system like we have in LRT that does a double check. So when we have a disavowed link now and there are some other signals suddenly triggering, we can see a warning that we disavowed something that for the one or the other reason is suddenly not disavow worthy. So if these 2,000 links all, interconnected, if they have a certain spam footprint because they're all on the same host, but one of those links is in a similar network, trips a SUS22, a SUS23, a SUS24, certain spam footprints, and we get rid of 2,196, that one link could still be okay after that. But this is why you need to look at the complete backlink profile. One link won't make or break your rankings ever. Yeah.
I think the guy there, the website dude, saying would he'd be interested to hear if you would disavow these. Now, what I was going to jump in and say was, with a website that's ranking for 80,000 keywords, that's getting a lot of traffic and doing reasonably well in terms of future-proofing your business, and you don't want to wake up one day with a slap, I would be looking at, what I said earlier. I wouldn't go and disavow all of them straight away, but what I'd be looking at is picking off the most toxic, low-life links that I can find and try and strip that stuff down slowly. Because obviously gurus, you see there, a lot of gurus will say, if it's ranking, just leave it be. For me, that's the shitbag way out, an excuse, someone who's scared to clean up. Now, what is the alternative? Wake up to a penalty one day when your business and your bank balance could just disappear overnight because 80,000 keywords have gone. You need to take action now and clean that stuff up. Christoph's tool, LRT, these guys work with large data sets. They can tell you what's toxic. They're telling you clean this stuff up. And, they're not doing it for the good of their health. Google will eventually come down and slam you if you've got that amount of toxicity going to your website. So I think it would be good housekeeping to gradually get rid of them. That would be my personal take. I wouldn't go all out and blast them all away straight away, but I'd be chipping away at that all the time.
Yeah, that's a good advice. We sometimes see users signing up and then trying to get down to a risk of 100 or so. So they disavow and disavow and disavow like crazy without, keeping in mind that you only need to be a little bit better than your competition. And this is where competitive research comes in. We haven't even talked about that. So when we look at your competition and all of your competition has a 700, 800, then there's no point in having a lower risk than 600 or 700, around that game. There are some verticals I always use as an example here. When we look at really the super spammed verticals like casino, payday loans, cash advances, that kind of stuff, they all have a way higher risk than the average mainstream website. And a Google engineer once said to that, we have to deliver some results. There's a first page and something has to go there. And if we get rid of the spam, there's more spam following. So
yeah,
that's what you have to keep in mind. Yeah. Links like, virus or malware links, nobody wants. You don't want any virus or malware links linking to you because it could propagate that status to you. But
exactly.
interesting question, and I think, when you don't have a penalty, when it's actually looking good, you just want to make sure it doesn't build up overnight. It doesn't build up overnight. That's the thing. You wake up overnight. Suddenly, some thresholds, could get you into trouble and you could, fall apart.
Remember what Rick said as well. If you get a penalty and you go to a guy like Rick, and the only way for him to get rid of that penalty is wiping out 90% of your links, some of which are really good, then that's a massive setback. So eradicate that risk now, because Rick's not in charge of how many links he has to remove to get rid of a penalty. He's got to convince Google that website's no longer, a dirty spammer, and has to go in over the top to be able to show, oh, sorry, Mr. Google, we're bad, we've taken it all away. So, yeah, just bear that in mind. Rick said 90% sometimes he has to remove, and some of which would be good, and that would be a disaster for you.
Yeah. And especially this year, because since the COVID stuff, it's like the kind of answers you're getting back from Google are just taking forever. So, it's not the case of like you get a manual action, write a reconsideration request, and you get your site back 2 weeks later. It's not like that at the moment. It's kind of 3-4 months. It's like, it's really bad.
Wow.
So you really don't want to get.
Wow.
You want to do everything you can not to get a manual action. Now that will put me out of business, but.
But if it's that long, that actually surprises me a little bit, because they just recently confirmed, or was that in somewhere in, maybe it was just in a company report, where they filed with the SEC about Google earnings or so, where they said that they automated even more or even better on the manual actions. I mean, the manual actions were never really only manual, from what I know, but the reconsideration.
I think they automate it in a lot of places, but in certain places they don't. Like, we used to always do the old, when you get the manual action, change all your targeting in Search Console to Poland, resubmit a consideration request, and it would go away no matter what, no matter whether you disavowed or not, because they were just letting them go through. But I think, it depends on where that manual penalty is coming from. If you're in America or the UK, I think they try to nail you a little bit more than potentially in certain other countries as well.
Yeah. That certainly was the case, but I mean, this year I did one in Thailand, and that took like 3 months. There was one in Indonesia, and that took a similar amount as well. At the moment, I'm actually doing an Austrian casino site, so I'll be interested to see what happens there.
Yeah, and I surely Austrian casinos. You'd expect that reconsideration to go through fairly quick. I thought all these European countries were a lot more lax on that stuff.
Well, the guy messaged me earlier on today, and he gave me a history of what happened, and basically he had the manual penalty June last year, and it's been revoked and then re-penalised about 6 or 7 times since then. And now what's happening is just getting a rejection straight away. So I have a feeling it might be quick. I just think he's not dug deep enough. In fact, he has really. But yeah, that should be fun.
Well, good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and to finalize on this side here, 93% have a page power trust of 0. So 93% of the links are from pages that don't have any external link. Plus, we got the high risk. It's not such an issue, but
if you look at the anchor text cloud, you'll see that the second most prominent anchor is Pradeep Kumar, and a lot of those links seem to be dead as well. So I don't quite know what's going on there. I suspect that was probably quite a lot of
comment spam.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Let's look at the locations here. Oh, did I have it already? Oh, here we go. These paragraphs, headers. The link profile for those. Okay, Pradeep Kumar is marked as a brand, so that's probably the owner. I didn't do the classification, so I'm not sure. Paragraph, content, link lists, link scope, external, blogs. Yeah, but doesn't look too bad, interesting enough. Very low risk, low risk. It's really standing out, but interesting. I find it interesting that these links are actually not risky deemed here. How to create it's probably the author of a lot of articles. That's how it looks like here. Yeah, so it stands out. Yeah, but when you look at all these other things, wallpapers here.
Yeah.
Everyone has them. Oh my God. Source domains.
Jeez.
Yeah. Just takes a couple of clicks here and gone. Yeah, then we can always recalculate and see where we get. And we didn't look at the no follows here as well. I would activate these things.
Which is probably why
they have a low risk.
Yeah, because they were probably all comments or something.
Yeah. In my opinion, no follows should be calculated always. But when you say you ignore no follows, it means any kind of block comment spam with no follow will also be marked as 0 risk, because you just said it's 0 risk, right? So what we find our customers do is they go and audit the follow links first and then the no follows. And here's the plugin that you mentioned, right? That has some optimizations for embedding YouTube videos with an image only, and then only loading all the JavaScript stuff on click. I like that one. I'm gonna put it in the comments here.
Okay.
So yeah, we're here on 90 minutes. I think we should start to wrap it up, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm too old for 3.5 hours of live show. I did that with one of the guests some time ago, and I really, noticed the next day.
It's I've been on. Yeah, I have genuinely been on for about 3 hours now. I think I'd done a show at 1:30. Came off it, pretty much came on here, so I probably will feel it tomorrow.
But you're younger. You're younger than us.
Oh man, I'm not that far behind.
Right. Okay. All right, guys. Then I say thank you very much for being with me today. Thanks for all the submissions. You have, if you go to lrt.at/site-clinic, which I'm gonna. I cannot copy paste it in here. Damn it. Yeah, you go to the Site Clinic directory, the Site Clinic page here on our website. You can sign up and submit your own. Oh wait, this is not the login. Site Clinic one. Yeah, so here's Craig and Rick, and wherever you say you want to join the clinic, you just sign up. Then you join the clinic as a user, as a viewer, and we will send you a follow-up email automatically to submit your website with a couple details, and then we'll prepare the sites. We'll get you in the list, and you see the long list just got a little bit less long, but there's still a couple in the queue, and we use the randomizer then to show you. So get in today to be in next week's show. Thank you, Craig. Thank
No
you,
worries.
Rick. Thank you to all of you. And one final question. Oh, thanks all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Website, dude. All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers, then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
So, end the broadcast.